morning sun, how are you? Skies above. Gee, it's great to be alive and love. Good. Good morning sun.
Good morning, muscles! It is Muscle Monday, and it is going to be amazing! Boys and girls, Good Morning Muscles is your daily energy shot to kick off what's going to be an awesome day. It's uploaded on It's Mr. Fallon's YouTube page, 6 a.m. every morning. Wake up every morning, do it every morning. Boys and girls, it's now time for our magic jump word of the week. Anytime you hear anybody say this word, you have to jump as high as you can 10 times. If it happens during this video, we're all going to jump 10 times. I'm going to try not to say this word. Anytime you're out and you hear that word, 10 of your highest jumps all week long. Boys and girls, are you ready to husky size? Today, we're doing a basketball husky size warm-up. Let's go. Jump ball to start the game. Toss it up and jump and tap it. Toss it up, jump and tap it. Toss it up, go. Jump and tap to your teammate. Win the jump ball. How high can you jump? Up, hit over to this teammate. Oh, hit it to somebody behind you. Jump and hit it. Keep hitting it. Come on, win that jump ball. Up, somebody in front of you. Win it to them. All right, let's catch the ball. Catch it, and catch it, and catch it. Catch that jump ball. Get the ball for your team. All right, we have the ball. Now let's dribble. Now let's cross over to the other hand. Keep it below your waist. Push those fingers down. Have your hand open nice and big. And let's switch back over to the other hand. Cross it over. Let's see, can you cross it over behind your back? And behind your back again. Alright, let's pass the ball to our teammate. Put it by your chest. Elbow down. Step it back. 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 Keep it going, looking good, looking strong. Stepping and passing. Now let's go over this way. Let's try a bounce pass. Push it down at the ground. Elbows out. Push it down. Alright, we have the ball now. Let's shoot. And shoot. And shoot. How many are you making? Keep shooting. Looking good, looking strong. Making a lot of baskets. This is awesome. Keep it up. 3 more shots. Make all 3 of them. 2 more shots. Make all of them. Oh, you missed that last one. We have to jump and get the rebound. 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 Jump higher, the other team's gonna get it. Jump really high, get your hands up. Jump up and get that rebound. Higher. The other team's gonna get it if you don't jump higher than that. Oh, we're getting strong. Up, coach called timeout. Timeout. Woo. Take a breath. Woo. Hands on your knees, listen to your coach. Alright, coach says there's just enough time for one last play. We need to do a fadeaway shot. Alright, here we go. Let's pass it to our shooter. Passing it to him. Passing it to her. Alright, we have 1 shot to make. If we make it, we're going to win the game. If we miss, we're not going to win. Are you ready to make your final shot? Here it is. Catch it. Get it ready. Shoot. And it's call a sleeping T-Rex? A dino snore. Good one. Tell that to somebody. It's now time for Spot Run Story Time. We're reading Sideways Stories from Wayside School. We're on chapter 22. This is episode 22. Boys and girls, we spot run and get so strong, and we hear all about the story that we're reading. And in chapter 22, we're hearing all about the three Erics. If you missed any of the previous chapters, go back, watch those videos, hear those stories, spot run through them. It's such a funny book. We're getting so strong. Now let's hear about the three Erics. In Mrs. Jules' class, there were three children named Eric. Eric Fry, Eric Bacon, and Eric Ovens. They were known throughout the school for being fat. Eric Fry sat at this end of the room, Eric Bacon sat in the middle of the room, and Eric Ovens sat at that end of the room. There was a joke around Wayside School that if all three Erics were ever at the same end of the room at the same time, the whole school would tip over. Eric Bacon hated jokes like that. That's not surprising. After all, he wasn't even fat. In fact, he was the skinniest kid in Mrs. Jules' class, but nobody seemed to notice. The other two Erics were fat, and so everybody just thought that all Erics were fat. But I'm not fat, Eric Bacon insisted. What's your name? Asked Jason. Eric, said Eric Bacon. Then you're fat, Jason concluded. And pretty soon, skinny little Eric Bacon, the skinniest kid in Mrs. Jules' class, had the nickname Fatso. Eric Fry really was fat. He was also the best athlete in Mrs. Jules' class. His body was solid muscle. However, nobody ever noticed. The other two Erics weren't very good at sports. Eric Ovens was clumsy. Eric Bacon was a good athlete for his size, but because he was so skinny, he didn't have much power. So naturally, everybody just assumed that Eric Fry was also clumsy and weak. After all, his name was Eric. Whenever the other kids chose up teams, Eric Fry was the last one picked. They never noticed his home runs or fabulous catches he made. Like all great athletes, he made the impossible look easy. Of course, the other kids did notice the one time that he dropped the ball. Eric Fry was playing right field. Terrence belted a deep fly to left. Eric Fry raced all the way across the field after the ball and at the last second dived in and caught it. But just as he caught it, the ball hit the ground and squirted loose. Well, what do you expect from Butterfingers, said Stephen. And since that time, Eric Fry has had the nickname Butterfingers. Eric Ovens was the nicest person in Mrs. Jules' class. He treated everyone equally and always had a kind word to say. But because his name was Eric, everybody thought he was mean. Fatso was mean because everyone called him Fatso. Butterfingers was mean because he always had to play right field. So naturally, everyone just assumed that Eric Ovens was also mean. They called him Crabapple. Good morning, Allison, said Eric Ovens. How are you? Lay off, Crabapple, will ya? Answered Allison. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. All three of the Erics had nicknames. It was better that way. Otherwise, when someone said, hey, Eric, no one knew to whom he was talking. One time, all the Erics would answer, and the next time, none of them would answer. But when someone said, hey, Crabapple, then Eric Ovens knew they were talking to him. And if somebody said, hey, Butterfingers, Eric Fry knew they meant him. And when someone said, hey, Fatso, Eric Bacon knew that he was being called. Boys and girls, that's the end of chapter 22. All right, for our game for today, we're going to work on some throwing. We're going to take our jug and Mr. Fallon's using this jug. You may use any jug that you have. You're going to set your jug on the floor, and you're going to take your tape ball. To make your tape ball, I took 2 pieces of paper and wrapped 2 pieces of tape around it and made a nice ball that looks like this. You can do the same thing. Boys and girls, how we're going to play our game is we're going to stand next to our jug and we're going to take 1 step back. Put the tape ball by our ear, point so we're standing sideways, step with the same foot we're pointing with, and throw at the same time. If you hit your jug, go get your tape ball. And now we're going to move to level 2. Stand next to your jug, 2 steps. 1, 2. All right. Tape ball by my ear, point so I'm standing sideways, step with the foot I'm pointing with, and throw. I knocked it over. I'm going to stand it up. What level do I go to? I'm going to level 3. Boys and girls, what level can you make it to today? In fact, it might even be better if you can go outside and try this game. So much fun. Every time you throw, ball by ear, point so you're standing sideways, step with the same foot you're pointing with, and throw at the same time. Get better. Get stronger. Wow. Boys and girls, I hope you did your best and had so much fun. We're going to be back here tomorrow, 6 a.m. Wake up with Good Morning Muscles. And today's going to be an amazing day. Maybe a good day to walk your dog. Jump! I said the secret word, 10 of your highest jumps. 8, 9, 10. Remember, if anyone says the secret jump word, 10 of your highest jumps all week long. Boys and girls, I hope you have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow morning with Good Morning Muscles. See ya!
Good.